What up? What up? What up, Joe McFo fam? How are you guys doing today? I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So just let me know in the chat if my volume is okay. I forgot to charge my AirPods, so I'm just going to leave them on charging for the next couple of minutes, and then I'll switch over. But I want to make sure you guys don't have any audio issues. You can hear. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Amanda's here. Kathy's here. What's up? Manette is here. Janet is here. Oh, that's awesome. Super excited you guys are here today. Thank you so much. Let's get some music playing real quick. I think this was the one I was playing last time. All right. So like I said, I'm just gonna let my AirPods charge. I totally forgot. I was sitting on the couch for like 30, 40 minutes. I was, having a snack, and I totally forgot that I kind of needed to charge these things. So let's see where we're at percentage wise. About halfway there. So a couple more minutes should be fine. Kathy says I'm a little bit busy, but we'll keep the stream on for watch time. I appreciate that. Thank you. So we are going to work on something different today. We're going to work on a poster for Shadowboxers, and hopefully this will turn into a print at some point. We'll see how well this turns out. But first thing I did want to do, I wanted to share some new artwork with you guys. And what I decided that I want to start doing, if I get enough, is start doing little fan art segments of my characters. Sometimes you guys will do some awesome art, and I want to be able to showcase that in a more formal way. So this one we have is something I posted on Instagram on the Shadowboxers account, but this is from Mike. He did this awesome fan art of Ghazali, one of my bad guys, and I was just super excited. So shout out to Mike. Thank you so much for doing that for me. And if anyone else wants to do fan art, I do not want to stop you. Don't think that you can't do it, as long as you just tag me and don't try and sell it for yourself or any personal gain or benefit. We should be good. But yeah, so what we're working on today, let me just say the notification bar. It always annoys me for some reason. So we got Jayvn in the city fighting this bad guy right here. And one of the things, I don't know how far we're going to get. I don't know if we're just going to focus on line work today. If we do get to color, maybe we'll do a quick color study type thing. But as far as color, I did want to aim for something kind of like this. I think this might have been for either Ninja Turtles or Spider-Verse. I can't really tell. I found it on Instagram, and I thought it was awesome. So yeah, so we're going to try and do that if possible for this one. And we're just going to move forward with it. So let's start off with our guy Jayvn here. So what we have here, real quick, is a Dutch angle a 3-point perspective shot, I believe. Is it 3? Oh, it's 2-point perspective. Yeah, okay. So my bad. It's 2-point perspective, but heavily exaggerated. And then we got the ground kind of being broken up a little bit, which I thought would be fun. And some other powers, and then Jayvn and this bad guy over here. So let us start by just getting maybe these buildings in a little bit more clearly. I think that's probably the safest thing to do. You guys have seen me draw enough characters, and I should probably stop avoiding buildings altogether at this point. So I'm gonna go in my Pinterest real quick, and I'll let you guys see. Where is it? All right, we got some environments here. Where are they? Here we go. So let's see. Do I have any building shots? Oh, here we go. Some kind of future. Oh, wait, actually, this one might serve us a little bit better. So I want to try and get some cool stuff here. Let's see, I might get the same ruler. Excellent. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lightly sketch in some building details. And what that'll do is that'll help this feel more like a lived-in world. So I'm actually going to turn this off. and we're just gonna explore. So, how are you all doing today, though? I'm very curious to know what you guys been up to. I went and saw the new Ninja Turtles movie, which I actually enjoyed. You could totally tell that Seth Rogen wrote the movie, though, because there's a lot of really crass humor in there that's a little disturbing. But nonetheless, it's still a fun and enjoyable film. All right, so let's see this way. This perspective is already matched or mapped out. I have the rulers on, which is super helpful for a moment like this. And oh, by the way, guys, I found the best method to do buildings when it comes to perspective in Clip Studio Paint. I'm actually going to take a second to show you guys because I was super excited about this. So basically, what you do, let's get if you go to where is it? Where's the? Wait a second. I'm trying to remember how I get the perspective ruler. Here we go. Ruler frame perspective ruler. Let's just say you want 3-point perspective, right? Use the object tool and you can map out everything here. Your vanishing points and all that. So typically, whenever you're doing an environment, usually you'll have to stick with one line at a time, right? And that takes a while. But this is something I just found out. Apparently, when you use the shape tool, it also obeys the perspective. So check this out. If I were to go here and grab this rectangle, it's already filled with white and it's got a black line over it. Check this out. So it automatically just creates these boxes in perspective for you. And instead of having to do all 4 lines, it basically fills them out for you. And you don't have to worry about doing that extra stuff. So it's just so nice. And it takes a little getting used to when it comes to some of these angles because you don't know which vanishing point is going to go to all the time. But oh my gosh, this is going to be such a time saver. So I recommend this method to all of you guys if you're trying to do perspective or something like that. If you don't feel like drawing all the lines because you're lazy, like yours truly, then I recommend doing something like this. Let me check my headphones real quick. This should be enough. I think I can plug these in. 1 second. Okay. Settings. All right. This is I never like. Sorry, kids. Oh man, that's trouble. To be fair, this is like my first. I mean, I just saw it because I went on a hike with my dog and he nearly killed me, but the view was beautiful. I like your positive spin on it. That's rather encouraging, I guess. Do you have any travel recommendations for Rhode Island? My friends and I are thinking about visiting it in Thanksgiving break. Newport Beach is cool, but just be aware that around that time it gets rather cold. So be ready for that. And yeah, other than that, what else? A whole lot of people usually leave Rhode Island for sightseeing. They usually go to a place like New York, or if you want to go to the country, maybe a place like Vermont or something. But usually people aren't just staying there. So yeah, just be aware of that. Right. What I'm doing here, I'm not trying to get like the most beautiful drawing or line drawing right now. I just want to get the perspective right because I know I struggle with that, and maybe add some elements of design. So I might add the hold on. There you go. So I might add some elements like this just to make it work. to get some different shaped buildings in here. So let's try something more round up here. I'm not sure how the perspective really works on a round surface. I imagine it would work. So I should probably mention what the goal is for this. It is not to come up with like the finished version at all. It is purely for just the like a mature sketch. Maybe that's how I should put it. A mature sketch phase. So I don't know. I haven't planned out any of these buildings. I don't know what they're going to look like in the end. I do have some reference on the side that it says off screen, but other than that, we're just exploring. We're just seeing what we can do. Man, it says I'm thumbnailing. Oh, nice, love it. And then Janice says we would probably visit RISD. Well, Thanksgiving break, RISD's closed, so there's nothing wrong with looking at the buildings, but just know you probably won't be able to get inside. So as long as you're okay with that, you're good. I remember there were a couple times I stayed. I think the one time I stayed at RISD for Thanksgiving, I regretted it because there was no food places open. There's no cafeteria open, and I had no money, and so I was practically starving the whole time. And I remember having to go to my friend's room for food because she had a fridge, and I had to store food in there, and it was just really painful. And I had like a frozen lasagna that I got at Whole Foods or something. And what else did I get? It's taking me back like 10 years now. I do remember binge watching Cowboy Bebop, working on my projects, and being really hungry and listening to a lot of Eminem. I remember that. that was that era. So is this looking right? So my vanishing point's somewhere around here. So that's got to be lower. And it'll be fixed when I do the clean one. So again, not stressing over it. Face here. And then also what I can do, take a look at some of these buildings. I like these screens right here. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this over. Just get some inspiration here. Here we can have a big old screen, maybe. There's the screen. Some lights. Let's get some of that kind of breaks the rules a little bit to have a couple of screens that are facing various directions. That could be fun. Jay says, "Oh, oop, yeah, that's the unfortunate part." I'm trying to think what else. What else? There is another RISD person in this chat, I'm sure. So if anyone has any thoughts on where you could go, ironically, there was this cemetery that people seem to like going to because it was like surrounded by nature. I feel weird even suggesting that because it sounds kind of creepy, like you're on a witch hunt or something. But I know people went there. I don't know the name of it because I never went. I know that people went to the mall. It was what is it called? It's a big mall on the canal street. Can't remember the name of it. It's been a long time since I've been to Rhode Island, guys. I'm trying to remember all this stuff, and I'm having a hard time. Having a really hard time. All right, so add some of these details right here. Kind of like some of these elements like things sticking out side right here. The more I look at this, it looks like it's from Ninja Turtles, actually. Just the style of it. They don't have a lot of the same cues that my other favorite movie would have. Although I wouldn't say Ninja Turtles is my favorite movie, but it does look really stunning. I will say that. It's just, I have more of an attachment to the spider. Know what I mean? All right. Sign coming up here. The doorway. Door. So let's see how big our characters are. Oh, that's gonna be covered up anyway. Dang it. I probably should have done this first. Let me lower the opacity on here so I know what we're looking at. Then we can do some sort of edge right there. Over here. The further back in the distance we go, there's less detail I have to really worry about, so we can keep it kind of simple for some of these, which is nice because I don't want to have to do all that. We gotta make this one like a dome shape. There is a way to properly draw a dome in perspective. This is not it. I'm just being lazy. Amanda says, first day of school tomorrow. Oh, snap. I don't think the semester starts for my class until, I think, the 11th. So I still got about a month to go. But are you excited for school to start, Amanda? I'm actually kind of excited. I always like teaching. It's fun. Or at least I try to make the class fun. Like we will literally watch like cartoons in the show or in the class, like especially if it's a small class and no one has questions, and they're doing their work and stuff. I'll put on like Invader Zim or we watched Teen Titans before. We played the entire Prince of Egypt movie one time for class. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So yeah, try and make the class as enjoyable as possible. Looking at raw reference here. I'm just trying to see what our options are. I wonder if I could do something here. I want to do something a little bit more round. So instead of this curve right there. Okay. Actually, might want to change something here. These are basically the same exact height. So let me actually just a little bit higher. I could also lower this building just a little bit. Amanda says, I only have high school tomorrow. I won't start middle and elementary until after Labor Day, so I'm good for now. Why does your school have such different starts for all three of them? Like I imagine the high schoolers seem to be getting the short end of the stick. I'd be kind of pissed. Just a second. I messed up the perspective here. Here we go. Let's change this dome. So the reason I turned that perspective layer was just because sometimes it becomes restricting. during the sketch phase, but I know I'm also not uh, the strongest when it comes to perspective. So like some things I'm just not able to see, especially when I'm zoomed in that much. So I got to make little adjustments here and there. But I will get lots of practice with environments as I work on the comic. I travel to different schools and it gives me time to track down kids and see if they want to take my class. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's not a required class, it's more like an elective. Gotcha. I remember when I was in school, people used to get kind of frustrated when art was a requirement. And I'd be like, "Are you crazy? This is the best thing ever." And yeah, remember those days. I used to help out some of the students. I remember one time the teacher saw that a couple people were struggling. We were doing a self portrait that day, and he was just like, "Jordan, please, I'm trying to help this person. Can you just guide them?" I was like, "Sure, I can." I was like 14 at the time. I was like, "This is pretty cool." And now I teach class, so I guess it comes full circle. Full circle moments. Rather beautiful, aren't they? All right, cool. It's not looking terrible, not looking terrible. Some random buildings over here. And again, I'm not going to worry too much about all those details. Here we'll probably have some windows and stuff, so let's do that for now. We'll probably also need things like street lights, other vehicles, stoplights as well. I don't think I drew an intersection, but it would make sense that there is one somewhere. It's an elective that you have to apply to. It's even better, so I only get kids who actually want to be in my class. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It always surprises me when you get a student that doesn't want to be in it in the class, but they are paying thousands of dollars. Like in my case, it's like at a college, like you kind of know what you're getting into, and then there's some people who just refuse to do the homework at all, and it's really upsetting because it makes you go like, man, am I even getting through to you? And as a teacher, you just want to help people so much, and sometimes students just have to learn the hard way. Unfortunately, there's only so much you can do to really help and guide in those moments, but you do what you can. And hopefully you can make a positive impact in their lives. Okay. Get my perspective lines for off. I'm so glad for this tool. This is one of the reasons why so first off, I know I mentioned this before, but one of the things that is going to be challenging for me with Clip Studio is the fact that I'm so used to Photoshop, but Photoshop does not have any of these amazing tools right here when it comes to this sort of stuff. Even the brushes, I like. I don't say more necessarily, but I really like this G pen that I'm using right now. I think it's the standard for when it comes to comics. In this program, a lot of people use it. It's like, what an epic way to create a default brush, which is a great start. Let's add another building here. I don't like this spacing. It's too empty. Then actually, let's see, I have to figure out the scale of these characters. So I've just been sketching them out, but I don't actually know how tall they are. I probably should have done this earlier, but can't change the past. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create, is this the new layer? Yes. Create a new layer, and let's just plug them into the perspective. I think that should do it. So that should be average height of a human. So I can do this without. There we go. Okay, so let's just say that this guy is 6 feet tall. That would mean, let's see. Okay, so these buildings are super tall. So I guess these are actually decent size. So that means the door. This is the door here. What if we went down here? Let's see. This is the challenge right here. Oh shit, I've been drawing the wrong layer. Dang it. Wrong layer! Let me lock that. Oh snap, look who's in the house. Good morning from south of the Sahara. What's up, Mark? What's up, what's up? I don't get a hello. Everyone else on the stream gets a hello except for me, Mark. Come on, man. Come on. Not just playing. I see you clearly said it, just in general. I think my proudest moment was when I got an A+ on one of my profs class. I was the only A+ she'd ever given in 17 years. Yeah, I'm boasting. I deserve it. Oh my gosh. Why does she not give A+? Oh my goodness. That'd be rather horrifying. I'm sure there's a student in there who deserved an A+ other than at some point. That's crazy. What do you guys think? Do you think teachers should grade on more of a curve based on how the rest of the class is doing, or should it be more like this is the expectation I have for you? But I have to do, and the reason I ask that is I kind of have to do both in a sense. I have to grade. I tell them all that I have to grade based on industry standard, but then sometimes, a group of them are struggling, and so I have to go like, oh, well, I can't just give everybody C's even if they are at that level. So it's like, how do I do this? It's pretty tough. Hi, Jordan McCracken Foster, Pacifically. Thank you, Pacifically. I appreciate it. You doubt my achievement? No, I didn't doubt your achievement. I'm trying to figure out how the teacher did that, though. Like, what? Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how is it? Like, what was going wrong for those 17 years? For her. You deserve the achievement, though. That's awesome. Super awesome. Let's put a little here. Just add another building. Whoa, what in the world was that? Oh, by the way, guys, it's super random, but I just found out something. Did you know they're making a Bruce Lee anime, apparently? It's called House of Lee. I just found this out maybe like maybe an hour ago. I'm like, what? I think I might have to watch that. I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan. I agree, Jordan. I had to use a bit of a curve last semester, too. Yeah, it's tough sometimes. Sometimes it's just have it rough with some students, I guess. So let's turn this layer off for just a second. Okay. All right, so I guess that's looking all right. I can always fix some of these lines. Let's see. All the way down here. That's got to come down past there. Okay, sometimes I didn't even use the put on. guessing at the size of that door right now. Right. And then one thing I did want to do, I wanted to redraw this this bad guy over here, so that it made more sense. Actually, not made more sense. I'm sorry. I wanted him to have a more dynamic pose because I took this from the character poses that we did before, or that I did before. I don't think you guys saw the process for this one, but he looks kind of stiff right now. So I want to see if I can exaggerate him just a little. So let me my lines. Yeah, let's do this. Let's lower that. Let's get past it there. I'm going to come up with a slightly new pose. And I have my pose book right here as a reference. Same one I always use. You guys know by now. My favorite one because it's massive. Although I can't take this anywhere with me. I wish I had a PDF of it. It would make life way better. But it's okay. Let's start with this. And it's not going to keep me perspective, right? It is. So let's change this and off. So let's see. I'm going to actually like sketching in my goal with this one is to just kind of have him lunge forward a little bit more while keeping the same spirit of the pose. So I might, his head might be down here a little bit more. It was a basic drawing class. You had to be in class every day or you wouldn't get 100. She gave A's but never an A plus. You had to be the class 20 minutes early before setup. Why 20 minutes early? What is the point of that? Okay, that's ridiculous in my opinion. Like, why? Just why? It was an 8 o'clock class too. Oh my gosh. How long was the class that she wanted people showing up 20 minutes early? 3 hours. Yeah, I get it. You don't want people showing up late to your class, but that's a really stupid rule. Like, you're not even required to be there. Like, the fact that she included that in her grading is just dumb. Although, I guess that would be overly exceptional, but I don't know. I don't like the way that sounds personally. I really don't. I'll be rather irritated by that. So I want to saturate this a little bit more, so maybe out this a little further. Yeah, something like that. On. Oh snap! Christian's in the house. What's up, dude? Thank you for coming on. As someone who's never been in the academic art class, that seems excessive to me because it is, Manette. It's just excessive. There's no other way around it. Nope. She was amazing. I loved her. You can love her, but that's excessive. I didn't say you had to dislike her. I wouldn't do that. Like, now the A plus, that's how I feel, honestly. Where I would do extra is in the workload itself. Like, that would be my thing, because that is actually enhancing my skills, you know? So there were times when I was in classes where I would do double the homework if I could, just so I could get the extra practice. And that I could see as being useful. But showing the class 20 minutes early for some arbitrary reason, it's just, nah. It's fun. I think I have the body too far to the side, so let me think about this. Let's do Something like this. Let's get that foreshortening. This one might take me a couple of attempts because the reference I'm using is a little off. It's not quite here, so I'm kind of making a few things up as I go. Amanda says, well, I want the best spot to set my easel, and I got to pick the pose of the model. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a cool part. Everyone, you're a mess. Everyone seems pretty thirsty, so I'm going to have to mention I finally watched Spider-Verse 2. And what were your thoughts, Mark? Let's just kill half a bottle right now. Half a bottle of water. It's not arbitrary. I could have input and talked to her and get more information the other students missed out on. Learned so much about lighting and modeling and setups. It was great. That's very sweet. That's very sweet of your teacher to do that, because me, like, I don't want to have to explain things twice if I don't have to. So that's very kind that she would take extra time. See, it gets better the more you explain it, Amanda. I'm just like, it gets slightly less daunting. Still wouldn't do it myself, but it sounds better now than it did a second ago. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a very loud dog barking. Remember that other dog who always would bark whenever I was live streaming? Not Ace, although he would bark sometimes. But the dog that was my neighbor, those guys who were there for my early streams, y'all remember, he only bothered me doing something that required people listening to me for some reason. I don't know what that was about. That was rather rude, as a matter of fact. All right. Okay. Change a couple things because I don't like that it's cutting off at the joints right there. I try to avoid cutting off at places like ankles or knees if I can help it, anywhere there's some sort of joint. Sometimes balance. All right, so there we go. He's lunging forward a bit more. So what do you guys think? Do you like the first version better, like this, or do you like this version? I think I'm kind of liking this one. He's already cut off in this one here. If we can just get him out of this corner, that might mean I may have to make Jayvn a little smaller. That might be that. To the side a bit more. That's looking a little better. He's not lying about not wanting to explain the same thing twice. Yep, you've been in my class, because it takes so much effort to just make sure everything's right. Like it especially during the same class. If it's during the same class, that's when it's like no. But if you need a reminder 2 or 3 weeks later, that's different. But it takes a lot out of you when you're trying to orate and just explain these concepts to people. And sometimes students would show up late or they would fall asleep, and it's like, no, just watch the recording, watch the recording. I don't have time, or ask a classmate, especially in those bigger classes. Like Christian, you were in one of my bigger classes at first. And so going through like 17 or 19 critiques or something like that and explain it twice. No, I'm not doing that. The movie was great, but I absolutely hated the non-ending. It is an ending. It is an ending. But you know what? So the friend I went to see that movie with, he had the same complaint, and he was like, "What? I could have easily sat here for another 2 hours." And he may end up watching this video. I don't know. But here's the thing: if your only complaint about the movie is the fact that it ends, then it's a really good movie. I understand that it's at a cliffhanger, but if you really think about it, conceptually speaking, comics are known for cliffhanger endings. Like it would always be the tune in next week for the big issue and see how Spider-Man beats Mysterio or whatever the case is. So I felt like it was very earned, and of course it makes me want to watch the third movie more than anything. But I think once we watch the full trilogy officially, I think we'll be like, this is probably the most immaculate trilogy we've ever seen for at least any comic book movie, maybe even movie series, period. Let me see. You wouldn't have gotten 100 then, LOL. Most of the I don't care about getting 100. I really don't. I seriously don't care about getting 100. I was like a B plus, A minus kind of average in high school. Maybe a couple times I got a B, and I couldn't care less. It was just like, it doesn't make you smarter than me. No one's gonna remember these grades after the semester. As long as I don't bring home something abysmal, then I should be fine. I forgot to read the rest of this comment. Most of the students didn't even make the perfect attendance. I came to class when I had a very painful ulcer in my eye. It was definitely worth it. Hey, if it was worth it to you, more power to you, Amanda. More power to you. I just wouldn't be getting that A plus. I'm kind of okay with that. A is still really amazing, and if it was for only not showing up 20 minutes before I was supposed to, I'll deal with that. I watched Into the Spider-Verse 2 for the first time since 2018. It still holds up. That one was excellent. Wow, it took you haven't seen it in 5 years, bro? That's insane. I don't know how I feel about that. And no, I'm not a teacher's pet. She was very valuable to my education. I didn't call you a teacher. Did someone call you a teacher's pet? I didn't do it. I didn't do it at all. Christian said it's like Infinity War. Yes, that's true. Actually, thinking about Infinity War, I didn't watch that until the day before I saw Endgame. The reason why is because the movie was spoiled for me. Because people kept complaining about the ending. My mom in particular, she was like, Jordan, can I just vent about why they were disrespectful to Black Panther like that? And like, she was real mad about that. And it's rather ironic. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, she was livid. She was not happy about that. And so I didn't see Infinity War until the day before I was going to see Endgame. So to me, the wait didn't feel that bad. Hey, I'm a teacher. I know how tiring it is. Middle school students have the attention span of Doug from Up. That's hilarious. Squirrel. That's amazing. I don't know if Doug is spelled with an O. Up though. I'm not sure. It might just be D-U-G. Someone can fact check me. I'm not sure. That one made me cry. Oh yeah. I think it wrapped up Gwen's arc very well, but I was definitely shook the first time I watched it. Yeah, I think the way I see it, the entire second movie was kind of like flashback for Gwen, because if you listen to her dialogue in the very beginning of the movie with Across the Spider-Verse, the things that she says is like, I hurt him and I didn't mean to do that, and all this stuff. And I didn't catch it till the second viewing. I was like, what's she talking about? And I realized it was because of all the stuff. So the whole movie was just sort of a retelling of the story so that we could get on to the next adventure. It was like a trailer for the Beyond the Spider-Verse, which was super crazy. We've mentioned it too much, so now we can learn. I actually didn't care about Black Panther getting dusted, but when Spider-Man said, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, I lost it. I think for me, I like Black Panther, first of all. But I think also because the movie had just come out and we hadn't seen him on film yet, before the movie, I think it felt a little bit more cold. So I think that's what she really didn't like about it. He was like, we just saw him with the whole Killmonger thing. He fought for his life, and then he's just dusted like that. So I get that complaint too. Yeah, but that scene with Peter going, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Apparently, that was like improvised, which is what's really insane. No, not the correct layer. I just realized I don't even know what clothes this guy is gonna have. I gotta figure that out. Maybe I just give him rags. Some gothy looking rags or something. Trying to bring back some stylization. I think it's getting a little too soft in some areas. Let me go back to my roots. Angles, straights versus curves. I remember those principles. Christian, you remember those principles, straights and curves? Remember that? I can probably apply that here too. Straight line. Christian says, anyone see the new TMNT? I loved it. Oh, you missed it. I just brought it up like right before you got on the stream. I just came from seeing it like 3 hours ago. I thought it was great. And very Seth Rogen. Like there were some moments I was like, dude, really? Like I'm not gonna spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but that first April O'Neil scene where she's explaining her bad nickname. Christian knows what I'm talking about. Like that threw me off. I was like, this joke is lasting a little too long. It's making me uncomfortable. But it was really funny. I enjoyed all the turtles. I like Donnie a lot for some reason. he was just pretty lovable to me. Just kind of this dweebish version of the turtle, and had some fun comebacks. So I enjoyed that. And it took me a while to realize that Master Splinter was voiced by Jackie Chan. I was like, something about his voice sounds familiar. And then I started thinking about Rush Hour in the middle of the movie. And I was like, oh, that's Jackie. And then Ice Cube is also in the movie. I didn't realize he plays the main villain. So that was fun. I like the climax a lot too. And one character, Mondo, he was a lot of fun. I like those kind of skater bro kind of characters because it's a really fun stereotype to me. Just like in Finding Nemo where they have Crush and Squirt, those guys are hilarious. So I thought it was fun. Man, it says, nope, Lord of the Rings, it is the trilogy. Spider-Verse will be second. The Spot versus Sauron, come on. So I've only seen the first two, Lord of the Rings. Just it's like it's cool. I mean, I could see why people are invested in it so much, but it's like whatever for me. And I say that not to mean that it's a bad film or main series at all. That's not what I'm saying. It just like, okay, I saw two of them. I know I need to finish it out. Don't come at me, bro. But yeah, it's just one of those like, okay. Let's see. That might take me another 3 or 4 months to watch if I decide to watch it. I'm not a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I'm not a big TMNT fan either. Like I don't have a love or a hatred for it. I do think the story of how it was created is actually pretty interesting though, because it was created by like two guys who were just kind of trying to change the status quo of what comics looked like in the 80s. And so literally, I forget what it all represented, but every single name in TMNT, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, has to do with them changing the status quo of what a comic was expected to be at that time. And so I find that really fun. I know how you feel about Lord of the Rings, Jordan. I get it, but you won't change my mind. That's okay, and you won't change my mind. The homies. Yeah, that scene was crazy. Is there a fly-looking villain in TMNT? If so, I don't think I can watch it. Oh, yeah. Actually, I thought about you during the movie. I was like, Kathy would not like this movie at all. He's scared of flies, everyone. So yeah, that wouldn't be it. That wouldn't be it for you. who's doing the hearts? What hearts? Are there hearts on? What? Do I have hearts? I'm so confused. The Spot's motivations are skewed. Like, you made me like this. Dude, you chose to work at Ogmax and Miles didn't hire you. Wait, in fact, Miles Fireman only exists because of you. You played yourself, my dude. I think so. I think part of the joke is, at first, they kind of brought it up in the movie, but he's supposed to be this kind of villain of the week, right? And that's a very early comic book concept, right? You have these villains who show up in the comic book, and it's like, oh, he's not that serious. He's a joke. And that's, I think they did it on purpose in the movie because we are supposed to see him as a joke, just like Miles is and just like everyone else. But what happens over the course of the movie, he just gets more and more terrifying. And I just love that transition. Like, he, at a certain point, he just became really menacing. And I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. I was waiting for like Miguel to be the main dude who was just causing all these issues, which, to be fair, he does cause many issues, but it wasn't what I expected from the Spot. And so I'm really excited to see how they're going to close that out, because I think he has the potential to just make a serious comeback. Because I'll be honest, I didn't even know about him. As much of a fan of the Spider-Man universe as I am, I had never even heard of the Spot. So yeah. Oh, what's up, Erica? So late, but I'm here. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. We just talking about movies. Kathy's like, oh no. I thought I saw something like a fly in the trailer. It was a very big fly. I will say that. It was not a normal sized fly. Mutant fly. I'm nominal today, man. I don't have hearts in this chat. I don't think you can do that on YouTube, can you? No more hearts from me. No, all the hearts. Give us all the hearts. I don't know what you guys are even talking about. So I know you can do it on Instagram and TikTok lives, but YouTube, I don't know. I don't even know. Let's does this feel right? Head's a little big. It's merge. Maybe it's just the neck. Move this arm a little bit. And I think I'm shreds. Alright. I might have to find some more reference from later. We will see. But for now, it's fine. I'm just going to fill in gaps here. I like doing this because it just makes it easier to see and fully realize, especially when you have all these layers like I do. Okay, so now that I'm looking at this again, the arms are still looking kind of thin, so let's adjust that. Doesn't look quite as menacing to me. Probably like a better reference. Let me see. Okay. Apparently, the first thing that comes up is horses. When I do that. And no good for reference. This might be one of those things I have to get for reference up for myself. Unfortunately, I hate doing that because it just makes you feel lazy. Let me see. There are hearts in the old chat, but they just float around. You can't see who's saying them. 7 watching, 5 likes. Jordan needs those likes to live, guys. To live. I do need them to live. Yes. Matter of fact, where's Megan? Where's Megan? Oh, wait, she's at the convention or wrapping up. She's usually the one reminding us. I should be reminding y'all about the likes and stuff like that. But we have gotten some more subscribers. I think I'm at like 857 now, so it's slowly building up. We've been in the 800s for like a whole year. It's been a slow year for my YouTube, but that's kind of my fault because I haven't been putting a ton of videos lately anyway. Live streams, I don't think the live streams are helping me grow as much as I thought they were going to. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing live streams, but I definitely need to put my focus in other places when it comes to this channel as much as possible. So, tis what it is. All right, so let's do this. We worked on all the other pieces. Let's get to Jayvn now. So what I did here, turn up the opacity on him. So we got his clothes right here. Some of these things are a little off in terms of like his face and all that, but it's not a big issue. We'll fix that. Come in here, and I'm gonna make a new vector layer just because I said so. I'm gonna give my G pen brush black. We're just gonna rock and roll. So let's try it. Draw through my shapes as much as possible. This is something I have to remind myself of whenever I'm using the vector tool. Like usually I used to draw like this anyway and just erase later on, but especially with the vector tool, it's really helpful to just kind of do something like this, drawing through your shapes. Okay. Go. Sleeve in. YouTube Shorts can help probably. Everyone basically copy TikTok. Yeah, you're right. YouTube Shorts definitely does help. It's just, the thing is the videos take a long time, edited videos. So like this, it's faster to do a live stream in a lot of ways because I only have to worry about doing this once and we're good to go. With a short, you know, if I'm going to do a full-on piece and then edit that, you know, that could take double the time. And that's the challenge because of all the stuff I have going on. I'm doing, by the way, guys, I'm doing a lot of Shadow Boxer stuff behind the scene. I'm going to announce it very soon, but just stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming for you guys. And so because of that, it's got my attention kind of in different directions. No excuse, but that's the challenge that I face right now. I'm only one person. Instead of doing that, let's do a line for the sweats here. Let's curve. Let's see. I guess this will be the more curved one. Let's get our straights right here. Let's do that again. Let's do another line. And real thin for this pants. Doing that is actually really an anchor point for me because it helps me understand like exactly where his center is. We could merge our accounts, be at 1,000 and get that AdSense, baby. Yeah, let's get the AdSense. Although there's a lot more to YouTube monetization than just getting 1,000 subscribers. I also have to have 4,000 watch hours. Last time I checked, I think I'm at like 1,200 watch hours, and so we're not even halfway there. And it only counts for the last 12 months too. So if I were to count it all up, it'd be closer to like 2,500 or something. But it's tough, y'all. But that's not possible. Yeah. Soon, Kathy says. Kathy knows what's going on. Yeah, I get that. That's why I don't post on TikTok currently. I have no idea how to edit. Well, what I found is this is something that I realized. So you guys may have seen the video I did. Actually, I can just show you. Here. I'm just going to advertise my own YouTube channel that you guys are already on. Isn't that pretentious? Let me see. So, yeah, I'm gonna mute this. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but it's just gonna annoy me. It's like this video right here that I did. What I realized while making it during the middle of the recording, I was like, I don't have to record the whole process. So what I did is I recorded the least important parts, or the parts that I didn't really worry about messing up. And so that's why you only see the sketch phase. Also, I didn't do a full on clean line drawing. And then like you see me filling in like this stuff, like that's super easy. That's not an issue. So this video actually did pretty well on my TikTok. It's like the third most viewed video. So it takes a while. I still had like 50 minutes of footage that I had to cut down to like 30 something seconds. So that can be rather challenging, but you know, it is what it is. I hate short form video. Imagine drawing or painting for an hour or two and editing that into 30 to 60 seconds, but it's what we have to do to grow. Yeah, that is, that's the worst. We'd be at 1,900 hours. Yeah, the thing is, like, there's a difference between educating and entertaining, unfortunately. You can merge the two. People like Ethan Becker and Ross Draws are really good at that. I think that, you know, I could probably grow in both of those areas, especially when it comes to video content. But it's hard to merge that in the beginning if you don't really know what you're doing. So yeah, unfortunately, you have to just sacrifice one for the other usually. There we go. It's not looking terrible. His pocket. The good thing about vector layers is I can always fix things up. It's not what I want to. This situation, this shirt's gonna kind of do it. No, I don't think that. That here, then his shoe. I need to do a slightly cleaner drawing of the shoe before I attempt that. So I'm gonna move forward with this. Some things I just don't like guessing. I know myself well enough, and you know, some artists are able to get away with that. But at this stage, I'm like, nah, I need to draw that a little bit more cleanly. Which sucks because it means that my speed is compromised. You know, especially if I'm doing 3 and 4 layers of the same drawing. It can really add up overall. Which is something I look to improve as I build this project out more. Because I know a lot of comic artists, they'll just kind of skip they'll do something super rough, and then they'll just go straight to inking. And I've seen it, and it's amazing. And hopefully, that will be something I'll be more proficient in as time goes on. I'm trying to get close. I'm trying to get really close, because I've done plenty of drawings where, you know, it's all there pretty early on. But, all right, so let me plug. Oh, perfect. I didn't realize he was here. Just plug in his face. It's my son's face. He's fighting the bad guy, so I can get away with giving him mad brows. Get a slightly bigger nose here. You know, I just thought it might actually look cool if he was like screaming. Let me try that. Let me think of an example of like a fighter. Or something. So you guys can see my reference. Maybe there's a character who has a mouth open when he screams, like when he's fighting. That might not be the guy for it. He's pretty. He's always scowling. Oh wow, that was intense. Look at that face. You see the gums and everything. That is a brutal Batman. This is close. Not quite what I was going for, but it's close enough. I can work with it. Wolverine. Oh, Wolverine. That's a good one. Ah, perfect. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate it. Let's see. This is a similar pose. Oh, I really like this line work on here. Who did this? That line work, that thick tip there, and that's nice. That's nice. Carl Kopinski does that, and it blows my mind every time. But Carl Kopinski is... Oh, I know Carl Kopinski. Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, this dude is nuts. I don't even understand him. He is so good. He just posts videos on Instagram all the time of his drawing process, and dude is a freaking monster. Man, thank you for making me feel bad about myself, Christian. Dude's a beast. Totally random question. What kinds of SB merch would y'all be into? That is a fair question. So what would you guys be interested in? I've heard stickers before. I've heard things like, buttons or enamel pins, but I'm curious, what do you guys think about Shadowboxers merch? Because it is brewing in my mind a little bit. Yeah. You sent those shirtless pics to Zendaya. It's already on my profile. She can see them whenever she wants to. But, I'm not no home wrecker. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't no home wrecker. And hard to compete with the actual Spider-Man. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see. All right. Oh, wait. I did all that and totally forgot the Wolverine reference. Actually, maybe this one's better. I'm gonna move to the side. Move to the side, Wolverine. Vector layer right there. Now let's go in. I'm like using that bright red on a darker background just makes everything impossible to see. He's not that mad. Hey, at least I don't have to feel bad about myself without company now. Yeah, I guess so. That's true. That SB hat looks pretty dope. Oh, a hat. Okay. Y'all want the hats. Mine is where's my hat? I think it's in the other room. I considered doing the hats at one point. Would enough of you get them though? Would enough of you guys get the hats? But I was considering having it for all the kind of neon bright colors that are represented. So we got, let me see, any excuse to show off my character turnaround page because I'm so proud of it. Yeah, so I was thinking of getting one with like the blue here, maybe this yellow for Tana, this pinkish magenta for Kayla, this sort of green right here on the stripe of Ishni, all the bright colors. Aletha, I don't know what she's gonna have. I'm not really sure just yet, but we're gonna find something, and maybe the rest of the characters like Ghazali and Mashaka, they have the same green, so I could do that. Maybe just a white hat for a scene. I don't know, but I want to have it be like color coded. Oh snap! Mike is here. What is up? Yo, I gave you a shout out at the beginning of the stream and you weren't here for it, man. I was showing everyone your fan art. So here, since now we got you, we're gonna show this off. Some of you guys might have seen this on my Instagram I just posted, but Mike did this and totally surprised me with it, and I'm so thankful. We got some awesome art. I think this is one of the first fan arts we've gotten of Ghazali specifically too. So this is super dope, man. Thank you very, very much, and welcome to the live stream. Hats or shirts, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, so hats is okay. I'm actually surprised that y'all are saying hats. Okay, hat. We will think about it. Baseball cap for sure. Yeah, if I were to do hats, let me ask you guys this. Very curious. I personally like hats with the flat bill. Where is a good example of that? Okay, let me first off let me start by doing this. Everyone's gonna get one of these with the Shadowbox logo on it. Yeah, so like these kind of these are the ones I personally like, but I know some other people like the kind of curved bill. So does anyone have a preference? I'm curious because I'd have to find like the right vendor and stuff because I think different places do different things. Jordan, you've repped the hat very well. Yeah, I haven't even worn the hat in a while. Y'all make me want to go up and get it. It's like I said, it's in the other room though. Hats and shirts though. Okay, Kathy, write those down, please and thank you. Might be a little too small of a mouth for it to be taken seriously. We need to have him yelling. He's like, "What? It's my fury! Don't come near my friends!" Right, that's that look. Sending you back to where you came from. I'm not gonna voice act Jayvn, by the way, guys. That's not gonna be my role. I have plenty of other responsibilities. I will not be doing that. Plus, I don't think I sound like a 15-year-old boy. My voice is a little too deep for that. Manette says, I prefer curved. I wear curved mostly, but flat works too. Okay. I can never get with the curved ones personally. Like, my dad used to wear them all the time, but I don't think they ever looked good on me specifically. Maybe it's just I was influenced too much by Jay-Z as a kid, and he didn't wear the curved hats. Maybe that's all it is. What in the world? Huh. I didn't even know I had a printing shortcut. I didn't know that, but or I thought that I didn't have one. All right, then we got Sun's hairline. Boom, 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 boom. Center line, right about there. I feel like you need a certain amount of swagger to wear flat bills. That's funny. Dad caps. Everyone's into the dad caps. Wow. Okay, so I'll be the only one with the flat bill. Y'all can have the curved ones. I have a firebending shirt and an Avatar wind jacket with the arrows. It's so lame. That is not lame. I would totally rock that. Are you kidding? I would totally do that. I think the slightly curved ones are the best of both worlds. But you know what I would do a little bit. I would actually take the flat bills and I would just bend them on my own a little bit, and it looks something like kind of like this one. So it's still a flat bill, I think, but it's like that slight curve. I'll see what I can find. I'll see what vendors offer those options. I didn't know y'all be into hats. That's pretty cool though. What about, would you guys rock a hoodie? Just out of curiosity. I'm just gonna throw stuff out there. I'm gonna name different types of merch, and you guys tell me in the chat. I might even do a poll on my Instagram page. But what about hoodies? What about stickers? Prints is a given. I think prints are probably going to be a requirement when we get to that. What else? What other merch is there? There's pins. There's mugs. You drink your coffee and you just see Ishnu on it, just with his feet up or something. Amanda says you got cowboy hats. Oh my gosh! If I can find a vendor that does cowboy hats and I can find a way to make it work, we'll get one just for you. We'll have a limited edition, one of one Amanda cowboy hat for Shadowboxers. Water bottles. Oh, that's a good one. Water bottles. Okay, water bottles. And then Christian says yes, hoodies are the best. All right. I think with the hoodies, because of the nature of the colors and everything, I think they'd have to be darker colored or maybe even black, and then different characters on them, or a whatchamacallit, a colored version of the logo, something like that. Maybe some artwork of a character. I appreciate the fact that y'all are so into the merch and that y'all support. That's dope. That's love right there. That's love. There we go. That's a good Jayvn face. I like that one. His face is looking a little short by the nose area. If I can just lengthen that slightly. Yeah. There we go. He's starting to look a little young. A little too young. I mean, he is like 15. He's still got some baby face in him. That's probably what this little button thing on his nose is, that little line there. Shows some youth. Although, to be fair, I think Asim has that too. It might just be a family trait. Let's see. Water balls. Ooh, water balls is a good one. Why is it a question mark though? What's the question mark about? Is it a good one or is it not? Hoodies are good. Mouse pad would be great too. Oh man, mouse pad. You know what? I should probably get one for myself too. My mouse is just sitting on the table. Ooh, go on, Manette. Kathy, are you writing these down? Please tell me you are. Keychains are a thing. Socks. Socks is good. I usually don't wear branded stuff, but when I do, it's Shadowboxer related. That's what I'm talking about. Mark, you the man. You the man. I appreciate y'all so much. This means we'll have to open up a merch store. When that will be is anyone's guess. But we will be having to organize that. It's been long enough. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm really, just being really honest, I'm so surprised and honored that you guys still watch me build Shadowboxers out and you don't know anything about the story. I am just amazed by that, because I don't know if it's just building up hype the way I try and keep it a secret or what it is, but it just makes me so happy to see you guys come every single week and being a part of this. For a little bit more. Yeah, because even the Art Prop crew, they don't even know what it's about. I think one person knows, but that's pretty much it, and it's just kind of amusing to me in the best way possible. Right, so let me go back here. The lasso, the jacket, and just pull this in a little bit closer. I didn't want him to get too broad in the shoulder. He'll start looking like a linebacker or something. An Ishnu hoodie with a triangle shaped design would be so dope. Oh man, that would be cool. What do you mean the triangle shaped design? What do you mean? Like, wait, are you talking about the heart monitor shape on him? Is that what you're referring to? I'm just investing in my future art director role for Shadow Boxers. For serious. I love it. I love it. Oh, you guys are dope. You guys are so dope. That's a good way to invest too. I will say this. If you guys are able to draw in my style and I'm in a position to that needs some extra help drawing because I'm not able to get pages out fast enough, I am open to some extra help. So yeah, but you gotta be qualified. I'm not just gonna do it because we're cool. But if you guys can actually draw similar to what I'm doing, or have the vision for it, then I have no problems with that. So get your applications in, I guess. I don't know what to say. All right, so let's get to Jayvn. Let's get to drawing his face. My son's face. Oh, practice drawing not so zoomed in. Does that work? Does that feel right? It looks like his jaw is a little off here. Yeah, that. But you believed in me in school, so it's only right that I believe in you, you know? You know what? I appreciate that, man. I try and pour as much as I can to my students, especially the ones who I know are trying. And you were one of those who was definitely making some serious improvements. So yeah, I appreciate the reciprocity, man. Thank you. By the way, guys, some exciting update. I have been actively working on the season 1 outline. Like I usually have been working on the whole story, just kind of making sure things are panning out. Now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, let's get down to really solidifying these episodes. And I come up with some new plot points, and I think you guys are gonna like it. I'm pretty excited. And I'm not gonna say who right now, but there's a certain character or two I wasn't sure was gonna be able to make it into this first season based on the story, but I found a solution, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good. So I know that you probably hate hearing that because it leaves you on a cliffhanger. You're not gonna be able to see it for a while, but trust, guys, I'm putting my all into this project. And that's why it's taking so long. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take for me to draw all the pages or whatever, or even get just the first season done or anything. But trust and believe that I'm giving it everything I have. And I appreciate your patience and your continued support. Get back to Jayvn's nose. Okay. This guy's teeth here. Teeth wrap around here. And then he has to have a tongue. Maybe not that flat, but a tongue is necessary. And then he's got a bottom lip. Top lip I usually just save for the shadow of everything. Okay, then like to rearrange the shape a little bit. Where's our redraw a line, a little bit more around. Jordan, any tips on drawing open mouths? I feel like I always struggle. Ooh, that's a good one. And the man says, "Ooh, extra help." Yep, yep. Open mouths. I think the key there. First off, you have to recognize how mouths are designed. I think that's the key thing right there. So, yeah, I always pick that. The way the mouth is structured, it's sort of like a cylinder, and your teeth have to wrap around like this. Like, you ever see a pair of dentures, if you look at it from the top, it looks like that, right? The way I treat it, if you have a hinge point right here, or let me do this. You have a skull, let's say you have a skull right here. You have your jaw, this hinge point. Only thing that changes is this lower section, right? If I do this and open my mouth, like, everything up here stays the same, but down here is what changes. So first off, you have to determine how large you want the mouth to be. You have to decide, is it open slightly, this, or is it? Let me actually do it wider like this. So the way I just did these two drawings, I figured out how the top was going to be. That's pretty much always stationary. Then it's just a matter of remembering that it's a cylindrical object, the teeth, and figuring out how far down you want to bring it. If you're trying to do something really exaggerated, obviously you can pull that down. You just want to make sure it's balanced, because if I have a straight face like this, that's the best face you've ever seen. Depending on who you're drawing, you don't want to get too exaggerated, because, like, unless you're drawing like the Joker can get away with a mouth like this big. But most other characters, you can't get away with that. Jayvn can't get away with this without him looking super goofy. So that, I think, is really kind of the key. I hope that helped. If it didn't, then ask me another question and I'll explain. Okay. And here for that. Oh, I almost forgot the pattern on his. I really need to do another version of this where I can see the pants at the other angle, because this always kind of trips me up right here. Okay, cool. I'm glad that helped. On that vector eraser. Oh yeah, I forgot about the shoes. And his hands. Oh man. He'd be pretty far away, isn't he? Pretty far away, so I don't have to worry about too many details. One thing I like to do when they're really far away, I'll group some of these fingers together, especially the middle and the ring finger. You can get away with doing that. So I'll have this hand right here. Pinky separate like this. I can finish the lines necessarily. Again, the detail's not. Oh. All right. Then go in, boom, boom. Nah, keep getting that off. I was drawing lines that didn't need to be there. Get my vector racer out. Bam, bam. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, that line's apparently. All right. Yep, there we go. And this right here, how's this gonna look? This angle. Hold on, let me draw it this way. Okay. Then get the thumb here. No. I have my vector race wrong or something? Oh, that's why. What in the world is this? Messing with me. I don't deserve this treatment. Large thumb that's overlapping, that should do it. And then, and there we go. Turn on that eraser again. And then boom and boom. Yo, Jordan, when you work out, do you prefer lower body exercises or upper body? Dude, how do you even come up with that one? I will give you that is one of the most clever puns I've ever heard from Avatar before. To answer the question, I prefer upper body. I did leg day the other day on Thursday, and I'm still sore. I'm walking around like Quasimodo because it just hurts to walk sometimes. So, yeah. It's painful. Okay. Jayvn's looking pretty good. Let me just turn these layers off. Got to do his shoes, his eyes, and the necklace. All right. Let's do a quick draw over of those. I said the issue with the shoes was that I just wasn't proper form just yet. This. And there we go. Get that curve nice and solid there. Make sure it wraps around the ankle. I want it to go behind. And he's got this overlap strap thing here. You know what I can't wait for, guys? To be totally honest with you, I can't wait for the day that someone cosplays as my characters. That's going to be dope. It's not necessarily an invitation for you guys to do that, although if you want to, you can. But I think that's like a sign you've made it. Like when someone's like, I'm going to take time to build out a costume to look like your character. That's just one of the biggest compliments to me. I mean, That shoe is in decent enough shape to be drawn later. Okay, this one. But when you do legs, you can work your yip yips. What? You can work your yip yips. Oh my goodness. Leg day is the best day. It keeps you grounded. It does keep you grounded. Sure. I like upper body though. It also is nice to know that I won't like outgrow my pants. It's happened before, where like I put on about 30 pounds in the last year or two, and some of the clothes I used to wear I can't fit anymore. I just can't. And there was one time I was getting ready for an event. I was putting on a suit or a shirt, and I was going like, and I had to put on like 4 different types of pants. I couldn't put anything in my pockets, and they were flooding like crazy. Like I looked like Michael Jackson. Just my feet. Look, this is my leg. This is my leg right here. My foot, ankle, and the pants will be like this. Like that's not okay. That's not okay, especially when you're rocking a suit or dress pants. Like no, that's not good. Chris said, "I'm glad you understood my joke." Who wouldn't understand that joke? Are you kidding me? Come on now. I don't know what you think this is, bruh. Okay. Might move this foot a little, or the shoe down a little bit. I'm very adamant that Jayvn have a look to his shoes that were kind of reminiscent of Tim's. Gotta have that. He's kind of a hip hoppy guy. By the way, speaking of hip hop, happy 50th birthday to hip hop. That's pretty cool. And it's the most popular music genre in the world as of a couple of years ago. Granted, I don't like all of the stuff that they say and talk about and all that, but I like the concept of hip hop because it kind of just represents freedom in a lot of ways to me. Because it came from kids just trying to, go to a house party basically, and they created this whole genre of music that has made whole culture basically. Like watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you listen to the soundtrack, I would say about 95%, maybe 100% is hip hop. And so the fact that something that started off as just kind of being in the warehouse, just having fun, has become a part of the culture, which is really, really amazing to see that. Of course, it's not the first time it's happened, but first time that happened. I wasn't around for any of the other movements, and to be fair, I wasn't even around for hip hop when it first came out. I still find it. Although I will say this, hip hop as a genre, as a concept, there's some influence in child boxers, but not to the point where it's like the story is not Jayvn trying to become a rapper or something like that. Like that's not even remotely it. So, but there are some influences when it comes to like the way they dress, maybe the way they talk, or some of the things that they are. I could totally see Jayvn listening to Kendrick. I could totally see that happening. Jayvn just doing his thing, and he's just be like, "Can you come to everybody want to cut the legs off him?" Like, I can totally see that. You know, let's sing it. I don't need that many details because again, he is far. Okay. Perfect. here. Give him a little strap. Tongue. Sides here. Just double check his shoes. You just need to see how I designed this right here. Okay, so there's a little space. So I look back on your drawings. That's what these reference sheets are for, y'all. That's exactly what they're for. Moments like this, you're like, "Oops, I don't even remember. I don't even remember." The soundtrack was so good. It was really good. It was so dope. My favorite actually was during the scene where they played "No Diggity," because that was actually my song back when it first came out. I was like maybe 2 or something, and that was one of those songs. Whenever it came on the car radio, my mom would make sure to play it loud because I'd be in my car seat like, yeah, trying to rap to it. It's like, you know, and I always loved that song. So the fact that it popped up in the movie at such a really epic scene was awesome. It's not, this isn't a spoiler, but when that song comes on, it's basically a scene where the Ninja Turtles are fighting, but it's this long take where they're all kind of fighting these bad guys, and each turtle's replaced by another one. So it's like first you see Raph doing his thing, and then you see Leo, and then you see Mikey, and then you see Donnie. It's really, really cool. Love that moment. Loved it. So now, last thing. Oh no, not the last thing. I got to do his necklace. That's not right. I think I drew those too small. Let's try again. One thing I don't like about vector layers is they kind of just draw stuff for you. Like it's not as precise as I would like it to be, but it's useful, you know, for like resizing, sizing stuff. I don't need you. Don't need you anymore. This one I can still use. Necklace. Boom. And kind of, I won't say fake this, but I can definitely get away with adding less detail just because it is further. And then let's get to wrap it around. Oh, it's like this. Okay, and then he's got the circles, or the beads rather. Boom. 1, 2, 3. I need to make a brush with just that. Because I'm going to be drawing that. Alright, so I think we got our boy covered. I don't think we need Wolverine anymore. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. We change up this jacket a little bit right here. This is bugging me. Usually I also put like the line from the zipper, but I don't really care right now. I think it's fine as it is. I will need to. It's fingerless though. Anything else? He's looking pretty good. Let me double check those pants. Like me. This little line right here. And then what I want to do, I'm going to thicken up a couple of these lines. That's one thing I do really like about vector layers. You can simplify, you can adjust the line width. So let's make these shoes a little bit thicker. Things in the foreground. We can thin up his hand here, background, and thicken up hoodie just a little bit. Wait, is that the right one? Have some stuff stand out. Not bad, not bad. All So now I can get to the coloring stage. Okay. But this song's been playing for an hour and 45 minutes. Let me change it. Let me see. Let's try this one. All right, so I'm gonna go in. There's an easier way to do this, I'm certain. Still getting used to Clip Studio, guys, so forgive me. There we go. Now let's do a reference layer for this one. And what I decided to do the other day, I decided to make little color sets of all my characters and make it super easy on everybody. So I'm super happy about that. So let's go and fill everybody in, or fill our boy in. First off, let's make sure that's locked. Let's get his skin first. All right, his fingers gonna need some boom, 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 boom. And then his neck and ear. All right, let's get the eyes. I like so much easier later on. Eye color. Hair, that includes the eyebrows. Hair sides. Okay. Did not do his mouth. I did not figure out what the colors of his mouth were, but once I do, I will be adding this to it. Then let's see, blue jacket. Okay. And that little bit here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going through all Stevie Wonder's albums. I'm curious what your favorite one is if you have one. Oh, bro, that's a tough question. Man, favorite one. So let me say this. The classic ones that I've played on repeat over and over are Where I'm Coming From, Music of My Mind, Talking Book, Inner Visions, Feeling This is First Finale, Songs in the Key of Life. Those are all good. I think there might have been one I missed in there too. I think the one that I think I'm probably in between like Fulfilling This is First Finale and Inner Visions. It's probably one of those two. It's really a really hard choice though, because I love all those albums so much, and I'm so impressed with his songwriting. He's just an incredibly gifted artist. But yeah, those are probably my top two right there. Shirt collar right here. Shirt. And arms and leggings. Yeah, this makes the process so nice. Pants brown, and then pants gray. Arms, leggings right here, bam. Shoe, dark area right here. It's not filled up. Right, I'll get the middle, fill that in here. What is your favorite, Christian? And for those of you who are Stevie Wonder fans, what is your favorite of his albums? What do you think? If you don't like Stevie Wonder on here, And probably don't say that out loud because will, I will get on your case. How could you say such a ridiculous statement? Okay. Most of it. Let me get rid of this space here. Space needs to be empty. And then that. I think it's time for the cyan blue. I have to do the cyan blue on a different layer every time because it's supposed to glow, and I have to make sure I separate the layers for that just to make it easier on myself. Oh, how did I miss that part of the shoot? Weird. Fisher says, yeah, there's really no wrong answer. Talking Book, Songs in the Key of Life, and Harder Than July are probably my top three. I really like his stuff from the 80s and 90s too. Yeah, he's got some classics from the 80s and 90s. If we're talking 80s, I think my favorite one is Overjoyed. That one is just, it's impeccable. It's just such a simple song concept. I won't dare to sing it, but I'm going to listen to it right after this stream, to be honest with y'all. I have the urge to hum it right now, actually. And I forgot to put the line here, so. And it's the Songs in the Key of Life. Mike says Part-Time Lover. Okay, that's a good one. Man, that one, I love that song. Don't get me wrong, I love that song, but it's upsetting how divided people are on that one, especially people who grew up listening to that song. And I don't know how old you are, Mike, but I do know the people who are older than me who were alive when that song came out, they hate it because they're just like, it was played out and they just have this visceral reaction to it. And it's a shame because I really do like that song. Let's see. Harder Than July. I'm sure I've listened to Harder Than July in its entirety. I just don't remember listening to it a lot. I don't know why. I just don't think I ever got around to it. I know it's like some of the key songs in there. I know like Rocket Love is amazing. What are the track listings on there? Let me see. I need a reminder. I think I know more the individual songs rather than like the whole album. Let me see. All I Do, I love that song. I love Rocket Love. Master Blaster, definitely is classic. Lately is great. Of course, everyone's heard Happy Birthday. So I think there might be like 3 songs I don't recognize off the top of my head right now. But yeah. You know, there's one particular song I really love by him. It's on the Signed, Sealed, Delivered album, and it's a cover of the Beatles song. Let me see. Let me go. I'm gonna have to look this up right now. Hold on. Okay, Signed, Sealed, Delivered. It was We Can Work It Out. That song is so good. It's just really funky, man. I can't even explain it. Matter of fact, I think I need to listen to that song like as soon as possible because that is just hypnotic almost. All right, so Jayvn, I don't have the mouth colors. I'll have to establish that because my characters will have to have an open mouth at some point. Not bad at all. Shoot, I forgot this. Sure, I got the beads here. This is gonna be here. boom, 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 boom. And then white right here. Bead. Is this it? No. What colors? Dang it, I don't know what color this is supposed to be. Scroll up. Wherever that color is, I gotta make sure I copy that in. Yeah, there we go. And then all I have to do is add some basic shadows, and Jayvn will be done, at least for this drawing. Put you back, I don't need that anymore. And then want a hard brush on this one. And after I put some shadow, we'll probably wrap up the stream because it's getting late and I have not had dinner. Oh, wait. Where's the lighting coming from? Is this actually going to work? It's coming from both directions. Okay, let me think about this. How would the lighting work? Oh, wait, where's that tool? So I just downloaded the new Clip Studio Paint, and there is a lighting tool. I don't know where it is, though, but I do want to experiment with it. Not to say I can't figure it out myself, but I do want to see how it works. Okay. I'll experiment later. I'll figure it out another time. First. Lately is so sad. It is really sad. The way he can paint a picture with his lyrics is top tier. Dude, it's incredible. Some of my favorite songs by him are the ones that are not even well known. Like people, I think people make a judgment about his music based on like Sir Duke or Living for the City, which I love both of those songs. But the ones that I think are the ones that are the most special are like If It's Magic or the one that I really love. It's All Day Sucker. That's a great song. You Got It Bad Girl. That's a great one. And Tuesday Heartbreak right alongside it. Yeah, if you guys haven't heard those albums, you guys got to take some time to listen to the old school Stevie. Man, he was a monster. I mean, he still lives, but he hasn't put out an album since like 2005. To be fair, he has nothing to prove at all. But yeah, his classic era was totally the 80s. I also like Love, Light, and Flight. I think that's a catchy song. And despite how many haters the song has, I also like Jungle Fever. It's really catchy. I don't think I get annoyed by catchy songs the same way that many others do. I can put stuff on repeat, no problem. I have no issues doing stuff like that. Apparently others do. Add glow layer works well too. For what exactly? For the shadows? Wait, what are you referring to? What did I say? Mike, I know you haven't been on the stream very long, but one thing you'll learn about me is sometimes I forget the things I talk about, like immediately after I say them. So you might need to remind me. There's an issue right here. I gotta fix that. The overlap is not correct. And then I like to just go in, clean up those lines. It's a little bit more sharp. boom, boom. Jungle Fever is great and it has a good message. Yeah, that's true. I played on Stevie Wonder's piano. It was awesome. No way. What? How is it that you've been on like 40 something live streams with me and you never once mentioned that? How's that even possible? Like saying you sang backup on Thriller and just didn't say anything. It's like, excuse me? Although to be fair, I'm pretty sure like there were no real background singers on there except for like his sisters and there's a Paul McCartney feature on it. So. Shadows up under the eyes, up under the nose, and the mouth. And let's get some hoodie. There's gonna be some shadows here. Here, this might be faster. So the reason I like to have the cyan blue layer on something separate is because when it comes to doing the shadows, I don't have to worry about it because it's already glowing. There's not going to be shadow there because it's a light source technically. So really like separating it that way. And plus, when it comes to that last phase, when I actually do a little fuzziness, or not fuzziness, Gaussian blur effect, it makes my life easier there too. I think "Knocks Me Off My Feet" might be my favorite song because that's a classic one. I love it. Man, it says, "Dang it, I thought you forgot about the hearts." I kind of did for a second because I don't even know what you're referring to. I have to like watch the replay or something. I genuinely don't know what you're talking about. And what I might do, I could always add a little highlight layer if I wanted to. A little bit of, there might actually be more of a shadow on his face. Yeah. Sure, it matches the form of his face. The rim light right here. Even a bit of light there. You gotta think the light's coming from two different places, one on top of him, above him, and then the others below and in front. So possible that you'll have shadows. Actually, you probably have shadows in two different directions in this scenario. But to make my life easier, I'm just gonna do one. I'm just gonna keep it like simple. This isn't meant to be like photorealistic or something like that, or explain the science of how light works. It's just like a shadow. Go. Check. It's good. That's a really sharp knee. I'm just realizing too. Let me adjust that. It's a little too stylized for what I'm doing. And that's something that you guys will also have to keep in mind whenever you're drawing your characters or doing fun stuff. Is you'll have to consider whether or not the lines make sense for the project that you're doing. Sometimes you go a little stylized with it, but you don't want to do it in such a way where it just changes the entire fabric of scene. I think it might be too soft, but let's let's just recolor. A little bit of sharpness, but not so much where it's. All right, cool. And then let's add some Gaussian blur on this. Let's duplicate that layer. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Kind of like that. Okay, then let's see what happens when we put it all back together, considering it's not completely finished, and I won't be finishing it tonight. This is what we got. So we got some slight detail on these buildings, and wait, there's that scale guy. Changed the pose of this bad guy over here. Still not super happy with it, but it's getting kind of close. It took me 100 years to get the courage to tell Clara I met Hugh Jackman. I would probably never tell you I met Michael Jackson if I did. What? Why? Oh, I stumbled upon a song with Michael Jackson singing background like a week ago. It was crazy. Oh, was it All I Do? He sang background All I Do and for Stevie, and then there was also You Ain't Done Nothing. Because Stevie actually says, Jackson 5 sing along with me, say do-do-wop. He's like doing that. I don't hear Michael's voice specifically in there, but to know that Jackson 5 sang it was really cool. All right. So I think we can call it here. This is a good place to take a break. I want to thank all of you guys for staying on the live stream with me this evening. This has been, I think, stream 42. So 42, 43, something around there. So we're coming up on 50, which is super, super cool. I'm just really excited about that. Mark Bart says, somebody watching me. That is true. Michael Jackson did sing background on Somebody's Watching Me, but that's a, what's the dude's name? Is it Rockwell? Yeah, it's a Rockwell song. It's not Stevie. But yeah, super cool. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great evening. If you haven't already, please like and share the video. And if you are not subscribed to the Joe McFo Show, then what are you doing with your life? Come on now. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Anyway, guys, I will see you next week if all goes well. And have a good rest of your week. Peace.